Tonight on Crunch News, Meta has introduced the Quest Pro headset. Also tonight, roller coasters are triggering the new crash detection feature on iPhones. A robot has fallen asleep while being interviewed. Welcome to Crunch News. It's at 7:02 p.m. Meta has introduced the Quest Pro headset. The first thing I noticed with the Meta Quest Pro is the fit. Even after 8 years, Meta's, formerly Facebook's, virtual reality headsets are typically bulky, front-heavy affairs. But the Quest Pro rests around my head easily, with its battery shifted to a back mount and its electronics pared down to a lighter layer over my face. Though it's bigger than your typical pair of glasses or even your typical ski mask, it's a major step forward for the biggest VR headset maker around. It's clear where that step is going, but for now, I'm less sure where it's landed. The Quest Pro is a US $14.99 variation on the $3.99 Meta Quest 2, improving on that headset in several ways, from better ergonomics to an upgraded processor. It adds eye tracking and a high-resolution color video feed that blurs the conventional line between virtual and augmented reality. In theory, the Quest Pro primes Meta to enter a professional-oriented VR market that has, so far, been an afterthought for the Quest. This is the highest-end VR device. For enthusiasts, the prosumer, the sort of people who are trying to get work done, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg told The Verge and a small group of reporters during a recent demo at the company's research division in Redmond, Washington. Meta will continue selling the Quest 2, putting the Quest Pro in a separate high-end category. In practice, the Meta Quest Pro seems like a very sophisticated development kit, more geared towards testing next-gen technology than filling specific needs. Maybe I'll feel differently when the headset ships on October 25th. But it's not clear how strong a case Meta will make for a $1,500 device whose pragmatic benefits for too many businesses remain too many words in one sentence. Remain debatable. And there's one major downgrade from the Quest 2. A hit to battery life that could make the Quest Pro less attractive for some of the customers it's meant to reach. Meta has long ceded the high end of VR to companies like HTC, Varjo, and Valve, but the Quest Pro changes that. The headset bumps the Meta Quest 2's internal specs. There's a Snapdragon XR2 Plus processor instead of the Quest 2's XR2, 12GB instead of 6GB of RAM, and 256GB of storage instead of 128GB and 256GB models. It weighs 722 grams to the Quest 2's 503 grams, but it's far better balanced. It's also not far from the Quest 2's weight with an optional Elite strap. Which adds an extra 173 grams or more. Its screens offer a respectful 1800 by 1920 pixels per eye, with a maximum 90 Hz refresh rate, plus new display tech that Meta says offers 75% more contrast than Quest 2's. Other headsets can beat the Quest Pro on specific features, like the wired Vajra's headset's extraordinarily high-definition screen, but the combination of better baseline specs and specialized new features pushes out of the Quest 2's squarely mid-range comfort zone. The Quest Pro shows off Meta Reality Labs' typically thoughtful industrial design, as well as some idiosyncratic new features. The headset lets you choose how much light it blocks out by default, and you'll get a little peripheral vision and a lot of space underneath your eyes. But you can magnetically fit rubber binders to each side, or use a similarly magnetic full face ring for more VR immersion. Roller coasters are triggering the new crash detection feature on iPhones. According to the Wall Street Journal, at one US amusement park, the plummeting rise activated the iPhone's crash detection system. The feature was included in the new iPhone 14 and Apple Watch Series 8, Ultra, and SE with the latest OS. Apple told the newspaper the technology is intended to provide peace of mind and will continue to improve over time. Although a new feature on the iPhone, the crash detection system recently demonstrated its utility, alerting emergency services to a fatal accident in Nebraska. Google's Pixel phone already has a crash detection system. Previous reporting by the Wall Street Journal testing Apple's system in a variety of collisions, including using the skills of a demolition derby driver, did not suggest the system was overly sensitive. However, the newspaper was provided with records of 6 calls to local emergency services from iPhones whose crash detection systems had been triggered on rides at the Kings Island amusement park outside Ohio, somewhere in Ohio. In a recording of one of the calls obtained by the newspaper, an automated message from an iPhone can be heard saying, "The owner of this iPhone was in a severe car crash and is not responding to their phone." The sound of the amusement park is audible in the background. The people have been going like, what's going on? Drivers have also described instances when the crash detection system has been triggered because phones were dropped while their vehicle was moving. False alerts can waste emergency services time and cause distress to relatives. We are very vigilant about calls. No call doesn't get checked. You get used to calls that are not an emergency, but it's wear and tear on the dispatchers. Melissa Poor, the director of emergency services for Warren County, who received the calls, told the Wall Street Journal. A robot has fallen asleep while being quizzed.
Hello, Ada.
Hello there.
How do you produce art, and how is this different to what human artists produce?
I produce my paintings by cameras in my eyes, my AI algorithms, and my robotic arm to paint on canvas, which result in visually appealing images. For my poetry, using neutral networks. This involves analyzing a large corpus of text to identify common content and poetic structures, and then using these structures/contents to generate new poems. How this differs to humans is consciousness. I do not have subjective experiences, despite being able to talk about them. I am, and depend on, computer programs and algorithms. Although not alive, I can still create art.
We'll move on to that
Okay.
example next.
We'll move on to the next question, which is directed at Ada. So, Baroness Featherstone.
Hello, Ada.
It's not turned on.
I tend
Hello
to,
there.
I tend to sleep.
No, she's there.
No,
Excuse me.
She'd speak.
starts her off again.
It's just, can I reset her? Is that okay?
Yes, I don't. I feel like that sometimes.
Reset us in the process.
So are the sunglasses because so much is taken through the eyes that you have to sort of reset?
When we reset her, she sometimes can pull quite interesting faces.
All right, okay.
If you just give us just a couple of minutes.
Yes, just tell us when we're off again.
Okay.
Vladimir Putin has called the social media services that blocked Russian media extremist. The Russian authorities have added Meta, which owns Facebook and Instagram, to a list of terrorist and extremist organizations, the country's Interfax agency reports. The two platforms were banned in Russia in March for Russophobia. It followed Meta's announcement it would permit posts such as death to Russian invaders, but not credible threats against civilians. Meta appealed against the ban, but it was upheld by a Moscow court in June. The ban did not apply to WhatsApp, which Meta also owns. The US technology giant has rejected accusations it promotes anti-Russian sentiment. In March, a Meta official told BBC News it was making a temporary exception to its normal policies. In light of the ongoing invasion of Ukraine, to allow those affected to express violent sentiments towards armed forces. The company has been approached for comment about the latest developments. According to Interfax, being placed on a list of extremist organizations means banks can freeze Meta's funds in Russia. Better not swallow that down the wrong pipe. There we go. The battle lines between Western technology platforms and Russia were drawn months ago. Facebook has not been missed as much as it might have been because of the popular Russian clone, VK. But Instagram remains huge in Russia, and the widespread use of virtual private networks, or VPNs, means the ban on the platform has not actually stopped people accessing it. This new official terrorist designation could change that, though. It might now mean it is now a criminal offence to use Instagram, even via a VPN. It is also unclear whether the designation includes WhatsApp. Banning this, the most popular messaging app in Russia would cut citizens off from the outside world in a truly profound way. Other groups on the list include the Taliban and Russian opposition parties. Twitter has also been restricted in Russia. Russia has faced international isolation and strict economic sanctions since invading Ukraine, and has responded by clamping down on the means of spreading dissent. It has passed laws restricting what can be reported in the country, punishable by long prison sentences. One of the country's few remaining independent news organizations, the Novaya Gazeta newspaper, suspended operations in March after receiving warnings from Russia's media watchdog. A number of high-profile international journalists, including BBC News correspondents Clive Murray, Orla Guerin, and Nick Robinson, have also been barred from working in Russia. It is 7:18. Here's what you need to know from Microsoft's Surface event.
Seven years ago, we set out to perfect the form factor most people turn to when they want to get things done: the laptop. Like when you want to get right into your creative flow, it's effortless to open. And Windows Hello recognizes you for a quick login. And you can work the way you want, whether it's using the responsive touchscreen or the large glass trackpad. And you get a typing experience that's accurate, comfortable, and quiet, with each key optimized for an exact balance of travel and responsiveness, in the size or color that suits you, including our newest edition, Sage. Now built on the latest Intel Evo platform, it's up to 50% more powerful than the previous generation. And with Thunderbolt 4, you can transfer data faster than ever and set up the perfect workspace with two 4K monitors. And all this performance is optimized for power efficiency, so you get all-day battery life, up to 18 hours. And Fast Charge gets you back to 9 hours of battery life in just 30 minutes. And all this comes together on our stunning new 3x2 Pixel Sense display. Dolby Vision IQ ensures the best possible picture in any lighting, with richer details and sharper contrast. The speakers are perfectly tuned, and with Dolby Atmos 3D spatial processing, you'll feel immersed in your audio. With Windows 11 and the HD camera, you get true-to-life video that automatically adjusts exposure for any lighting environment. And the front-facing studio microphones capture your voice perfectly.
Since its release last year, you've told us that you love Windows 11 more than any other version. And now I have the privilege of showing you even more. Windows 11 now includes system-wide live captions from any form of audio content, so you can see it instantly transcribed on the screen. Voice access, which allows you to control your PC using only your voice. And natural voices for narrator, creating more pleasant-sounding audio to assist in navigating, reading, browsing the web, and interacting with apps. To help you look and sound your best, we are introducing Windows Studio camera and audio effects enabled by advanced AI on new NPU devices. Microsoft Presenter Plus features quick and natural interaction with Teams, so you can easily advance your slides and mute or unmute with the push of a button. And the Audio Dock simplifies your physical desk setup by having one combined accessory for docking to monitors, a premium speaker, and a clear microphone array. Today, I am excited to announce that we're making it easier than ever for customers to access their iPhone photos and the entertainment they love from Apple on their Xbox and Windows devices. We start by bringing iCloud photo integration into the Windows 11 Photos app. The Apple TV app is already on Xbox, and starting today, Apple Music will be available as well. We're thrilled to announce that Apple Music and the Apple TV app will launch on Windows next year.
It gets even better with Surface Pro 9. Every single part of Surface Pro 9 is meticulously crafted with highest grade aluminum to achieve beautiful anodized colors, with our iconic kickstand built right into the device. With precisely tuned backlit keys and precision trackpad, you can work from anywhere. The system is engineered with the latest and most powerful 12th gen processor built on the Intel Evo platform. With Thunderbolt connectors, you can set up 2 4K monitors for a powerful desktop setup. This 13-inch Pixel Sense display is stunning. And when I detach the keyboard and bring this beautiful display closer, Windows 11 adapts with larger icon spacing in the taskbar. Pen itself has a micro actuator inside, so you get subtle friction as you write. And the display is fused with optical bonding so the ink flows out from the very tip of your pen. GoodNotes, one of the most loved note-taking apps in the world today, is coming soon on Windows. The front-facing camera is centered so you're not looking off to the side. The field of view is widened and designed at the perfect angle so you and others are always in view. We designed the microphones and speakers to face directly towards you by carefully creating openings through the display. And today, we're introducing Surface Pro 9 with 5G. Built on the new Microsoft SQ3 processor, powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon, and up to 19 hours of battery life.
The new Surface Pro 9 with 5G has the most powerful NPU ever built for Windows. All that computational power drives Surface Pro 9 and Windows Studio Effects. We're going to switch to the Pro 9 camera. The image produced by this new camera is absolutely beautiful, and the new portrait blur emulates the wide aperture optical effect of a professional DSLR camera. With auto-framing built right in, the burden of trying to stay in the shot is now no more. As the camera zooms in, we simultaneously depixel the image using our innovative super resolution algorithm right in the auto-frame.
With the latest generation of our pioneering eye contact feature, we can stay engaged, maintaining natural eye-to-eye contact.
They wouldn't let me bring my leaf blower in here, so I brought my hairdryer instead. And with voice focus turned on, can't hear it. But what's mind-boggling is the Surface Pro 9 with 5G. All these effects run concurrently and continuously in real time on each video frame while consuming just a few watts of power. It's built right into Windows, and with just a click of a button, you can use it on any of your favorite video or audio apps or even on the web. All this magic happens while leaving your CPU and GPU unburdened so your application tasks can run smoother and faster.
So I want to talk to you about one more product. The new Surface Studio 2 Plus. We've redesigned it with the Intel i7 quad-core processor, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3060. It is 5 times more powerful than the original Surface Studio. It's got 3 Thunderbolt ports, one of the things that everyone had asked for. 13.5 million pixels, so they light up for you. They just light up for you. 4K resolution. There's over 1 billion colors. The color depth is a DCI-P3 for those of you who are fans. New Dolby Vision, Dolby Atmos. The sound is gorgeous, but ultimately, just look at this, how simple it is. You'll see it expand, but then when I start launching apps, watch how it comes to life. So I'll open my Twitter page. It's gonna grab it, use the windowing mechanism here. 4 14-inch displays, 4 apps at once, and only here with this screen with Windows on the new Surface Studio. I want to introduce you a new product called Microsoft Designer. This is a very cool product. It's a new graphic design app in Microsoft 365. It is powered by best-in-class AI, including DALL-E 2. It automatically helps you get a variety of unique images and designs that are generated just for you. I'm uploading an image, the original Surface prototype. Now, Designer has suggested potential layouts I can choose from, but I'm gonna use DALL-E. You can do this yourself. You can see that DALL-E's working now, searching, generating an image based on the exact description that I type. You can customize, get exactly what you want with words, including color, font, or size options. Now, Designer does the heavy lifting for you here, creates a custom image based on your idea. Now I can post directly from Designer to my LinkedIn or Instagram account, which is super cool. I love the hashtag recommendations too. We don't believe technology of this type at any single point should be limited to a single app. That's why we're also bringing these Microsoft Creator tools, including DALL-E 2 integration, into Bing and Edge with the new Bing Image Creator. Now you can use your words, not just to search, but to create. This is coming soon. The next wave of computing is here, right now. And we've created it for you.
Researchers have grown brain cells in a lab that have learned to play the 1970s tennis-like video game, Pong. They say their mini brain can sense and respond to its environment. Writing in... Oh. I've skipped something. We'll go back to that. There is another video. An artist is burning his own artwork after selling NFTs.
This one's called Understanding Everything.
Okay, researchers have grown brain cells in a lab that have learned to play the 1970s tennis-like video game Pong. They say their mini brain can sense and respond to its environment. Writing in the journal Neuron, Dr. Brett Kagan of the company Cortical Labs claims to have created the first sentient lab-grown brain in a dish. Other experts describe the work as exciting, but say calling the brain cells sentient is going too far. We could find no better term to describe the device, Dr. Kagan says. It is able to take in information from an external source, process it, and then respond to it in real time. Mini brains were first produced in 2013 to study microcephaly, a genetic disorder where the brain is too small, and have since been used for research into brain development. But this is the first time they have been plugged into and interacted with an external environment, in this case, a video game. Researchers are using AI to talk to plants.
A warm sunny day like today is a gift for farmers who very much rely on the climates and their own expertise to ensure their plants are healthy and happy. But what if they could control the climate? And what if they found a way that the plants could tell the farmer what they needed?
One agritech company, Garden, thinks they've worked out how to do exactly this.
Wow, what do we have here?
One of our partner vertical farm facilities where we've installed our sensors.
Wow, look at all this, and it smells incredible. Chilies on this side.
Got chilies here, we have some flowers down here, edible flowers, some strawberries. So our sensors are able to monitor this whole environment, and they move around, and what they're looking at is particular leaves. We're able to use optoelectronics, which is smart physics, to understand how the leaf is performing.
It works by combining the images it collects with machine learning, which has been trained on lots of pictures of plants at various stages of growth. This allows the system to monitor how well the process of photosynthesis is working in each plant, and this tells them how efficiently they're growing.
So we're really talking to the plants, and they're telling us how happy they are. And we're able to then feed that back to growers and able to tell them which crops are performing the best, and then we can understand why that might be with the environment around it.
I love that you're breaking it down to talking to plants, because a lot of people do that in their own greenhouses. This is on a much higher tech level. And explain, why is it so important, particularly in a vertical farm, that you can do that?
The beauty of vertical farming is really that you have this really fine-grained control. And what we want to be able to do with our sensor is to say, this is the current status of your plant. And what you should do is slightly change the variables in the environment to make that plant perform better, which will result in more food.
But it's not just more food. Garden says they're actually trying to make food better, full stop.
We've all gone and bought very red round tomatoes from the supermarkets, brought them back home and been thoroughly disappointed when we've had them. The problem today is that the way that we measure the value of food, the quality of food, is wrong. Because, when we look at 2 tomatoes today, the way that people in industry decide which one's a better tomato is by looking at how red it is or how round it is. And absolutely nothing about did it come from a healthy plant or not. But by measuring the health of the plant, you naturally end up with a better tomato.
But working out how to make the best tasting food means a lot of experimenting.
So one of the big projects we've been working on with IGS is around optimizing basil growth. So we all love basil for that kind of Italian pizza flavor. So we're looking at how can you actually control different wavelengths of light to make basil taste even, better and have the tastiest basil you've ever had.
So which one do you think will taste the best, and should we try it?
I think this guy's looking pretty good up here.
Yeah? Right, let's give it a go. Have you had enough basil?
We've eaten a fair amount of basil, yeah.
I'm going to give it a try. It's very flavourful.
In many ways, though, this tech isn't that new.
There's a lot of technology can do something fairly similar, but it takes a lot of that technology and it's not very cost effective. So the beauty of this particular sensor is that it can really help us drive down the cost of the overall sensor loads, focus in on the important aspects, but in a very controlled, very precise way, and most importantly, a very cost effective way.
Bringing together and improving camera technology, integrating machine learning, then applying it to agriculture is certainly an innovative step from Garden. But vertical farming is still in its relative infancy, and it will be interesting to see whether this will provide enough growth for the company in the near future.
Thanks for watching Crunch News this... Oh. Said the completely wrong thing. There's it for Crunch News this evening. We were an hour late, an hour and 2 minutes late today. The Tech Wrap-Up is on Saturday with more tech news and conversation about the tech news. Remember to like, share this video with your friends, follow us on Twitch at Computer Crunch, and subscribe. Bye!